The reboot of Wolfenstein, that being Old Blood, New Order, The New Colossus and Youngblood, shares the same universe or multiverse with the soft reboot of Doom, that being Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And in this video I'm gonna bring forth all the evidence that supports this giant theory, one that might even give us a crossover of sorts in the future. It's nothing new that the original Wolfenstein shares the same universe with the original Doom. Doom Guy is a direct descendant of BJ Blazkowicz. This has been confirmed by id Software in the past, and the events that happen on Wolfenstein Spear of Destiny, where BJ Blazkowicz defeats the Harbinger of Doom, the Cyber Demon. Needless to say, that was all Doom and Wolfenstein, games that weren't that lore heavy in the first place, something that is not the case for the modern versions of both franchises. And so, let's begin this video.
How do we stop the train?
Set. Any ideas?
We can use this one. This is very, very powerful. Where in English you can call it, how's it? Spindly torque. You drop this in front of the train, this will stop anything.
Excellent. Leave right away. That third train is en route.
Wow. You may want this for yourself, Captain Blazkowicz, but I'm planning on keeping it.
The Yichud. The Yichud was an ancient secret mystical society that had designed and created inventions extremely ahead of their contemporary times. These creations were made to get a step closer to the truth, to God himself. Their inventions and practices were based on pure reason. At the glance, they might seem like they work with some type of space magic, but in reality they were all scientific. Their creations never had an actual purpose beyond communing with God. As such, they were never intended to be used, no matter how incredibly powerful they were. The Yichud had hundreds upon hundreds of vaults that contained their knowledge and creation spread throughout the whole world, and each vault was guarded by one gatekeeper. Eventually, the Patsies, led by Deathsheet, found one of these vaults, killed the gatekeeper, and stole all of the knowledge and inventions that were in it. With this new knowledge acquired, the Patsies created powerful machines and weapons that helped them win World War II. Now, the argument is that the Yichud are similar in terms of just how advanced their civilizations was to the Night Sentinels. In the lore of Doom Eternal, millions of years ago, the Night Sentinels began their military expansion on the multiverse. Most likely, the Sentinel Empire reached the Earth world of the Wolfenstein universe and left traces of their knowledge and inventions on the planet. That's why the Yichud were so ridiculously advanced in terms of technology to the outside society. The German Empire won the war thanks to the invasion of the Night Sentinels millions of years ago. The Ubergehewer. The Ubergehewer is Wolfenstein's superweapon. It can be found on a secret lab on Venus on Wolfenstein The New Colossus and on Wolfenstein Youngblood. The weapon itself highly resembles a very early prototype of the BFG 9000 and uses three types of energy sources: electricity, diesel fuel, and an unknown energy source that is farmed from another dimension. The German Empire farms this energy source from a dimensional fracture on Mars. Sounds familiar? Most likely this energy source refers to Argent energy. The energy ball the Ubergehewer shoots is a direct reference to how pure Argent energy looks, red and vaporizing everything on its path. Just look at this side-by-side comparison of the BFG and the Ubergehewer. I do see some resemblance, I'm not going to lie.
After Set died, his notes led me here. French Nazi lady tried to make me an errand boy for their cause, but I saw through her lies and I located this.
So use it, Daddy. Open the door.
I can't make it work.
Why?
I tried to use it like Set told me to, but the door was closed and I got hit by I seen a truth that made me question everything.
What really dropped the cake for me were the recent events of Wolfenstein Youngblood. Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't played Youngblood, you have been warned, but Alfonso is dead, with BJ Blazkowicz being the instigator and the murderer. It is explained on Youngblood that before his death, Alfonso created a doomsday device that would activate upon his death. Thanks to that, the Earth will not be sustainable for human life in the next 30 or 40 years, unless BJ Blazkowicz is able to do something about it, something that he cannot do.
There's another dimension. One of hundreds. Separated from us by the vastness of time and space, and... oh my God.
What is it?
It's another world where everything's all right, and you're there living your lives like you're supposed to. And it's a wonderful place. It's not like this world. This goddamn world is doomed because of me.
It is explained by Blazko himself that there is nothing he can do to save the Earth, and that the only thing he's capable to do is take his family to another dimension via the God Key. The Key of God is one of the Yichud's most advanced inventions, as it is able to open sleep gates to other dimensions. Blazko explains that his dimension is just one of hundreds, and that the dimension he saw, everything was alright and beautiful. In the lore of Doom, it is explained by the Khan Maker that the Doomslayer came from the Earth world of the 7th dimension. One thing to note is that in all of the different universes, the Earth seems to suffer the same fate, that being a full-on invasion of the Hell dimension, making the Earth unsustainable for human life. Machine Games have explained that they want the reboot of Wolfenstein to be as attached to the source material as possible, and we know that OG Wolfenstein and Doom share the same universe. With that in mind, Youngblood takes place in the year 1980, and Blazko explains that human life would be unsustainable in 30-40 years. The events of Doom take place in the year 2022, 40 years after the Doomsday device was activated. This Doomsday device might be a slipgate that is slowly opening on the Earth, one that might bring forth the forces of Hell. Even if it's an alternate timeline, some things appear to be the same, like the importance of Mars. Both in the reboot of Wolfenstein and Doom, the humans have discovered a dimensional rift on Mars, forcing humanity to farm its energy resources. It's just that in the reboot of Wolfenstein, the German Empire were the ones that began farming this energy, and in the reboot of Doom, the UAC were the ones that began farming this energy resource, and went even beyond, as both games take place 200 years apart from each other. And so, how will all of this happen? Doom Guy was born on the 7th dimension, and when the demons attacked, he ended up on Dimension X, where Doom 2016 takes place. We still do not know if New Wolfenstein takes place on the 7th dimension or another one, so let's name the dimension of New Wolfenstein Dimension Y. Most likely, if everything comes to be true, and Wolfenstein 3 has Blazko going to another dimension to where everything is alright, he might jump from Dimension Y to Dimension X, to a time before the demons invaded the Earth. The Doomsday device cannot be deactivated, and the apocalypse is already on its way. Blazkowicz needs and will jump to another dimension eventually, and because physics, he might jump to a time where he can meet the Doomslayer. But this is all a theory, a Doom theory. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Midnight here. This video was all thanks to my patrons. I've had my Patreon page pretty much abandoned for the last couple of years, but these two absolute monsters kept supporting me even after doing that. So special thanks to NukeDude14 and Florian Hablo. You guys are goddamn awesome. One of these year's resolution is to get my Patreon page back on the spot, and to reach the everlasting dream of 1000 backers on Patreon. Because as they say, if you have 1000 people supporting your show, then you are doing something right. So if you want to support the channel, be sure to visit my Patreon page. I'm going to be mentioning new patrons on every single video, so if you want your name to be mentioned and to be part of this amazing community, you know what to do. This Patreon page is mainly so that I can focus on doing big, large quality video projects without worrying about monetization. All of the revenue from the Patreon is going to be reinvested into the channel for better equipment and sketches or something along the lines. So again, if you want to support the channel, be sure to check my Patreon page. But you watching this video, liking and commenting is support enough, so no pressure, my friends. So that is it. Please let me know what you think about this video down in the comments section. Leave a like if you did and a dislike if you disliked it. It is completely fine. If you didn't like the video, it's okay, my brother. Dislike the video right now. That is constructive criticism and I want to know what's happening in my videos. Be sure to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram and on Twitch. All the links are going to be down below. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a nice Wednesday. Stay safe, stay home. Adios, Spartans. Bye.